On March 11th, I was in Denver watching the Denver Nuggets play the Milwaukee Bucks. They beat them. It was a great game. We were kicking off a peer group meeting, actually capping it off in Denver. Mike DePriest, great entrepreneur, great group of guys. We had an awesome time traveling back, and then the next day, 2 days later, in fact, the NBA was shut down. Adam Silver, the commissioner, was courageous. A high-stakes decision. He shut down a huge money-making NBA. He follows the model that I want to share with you called DOAPHR, D-O-A-P-H-R. This was inspired by a Harvard Business Review article that I read last month about his leadership, his decisiveness, and it really follows high-stakes leadership. He had to make a decision with very little information. He was cutting edge, doing things that nobody else was doing, and in fact, he could have easily been second-guessed. And it was high stakes. There was a lot of money on the line. And so that's the D. He was very open with the information. Here's what's going on. Here's what we know. He was sharing all the facts, not really hiding them, but putting them in plain sight, not embarrassed by them, really being open. And that's a very engendering position to take. It really pulls people into you. In fact, many other sports followed, right? He really set a domino effect in motion, and he assuredly saved lives. I did not get the virus. None of my colleagues did, but I would tell you the stadium was full. Lots of people. We were rubbing shoulders. So D, O for openness, A for acknowledgement. If you follow the communication from the commissioner of the NBA, there were times when he had to acknowledge he was wrong, to admit, to deal with harsh feedback, and just acknowledge what he's hearing without deflecting it, without feeling remorse from it. Just being very open and keeping the communication lines open. That's DOA. P. P stands for positive. Always positive. Always a look to the future. Always giving people something to grab onto, and not just focus on the gloom and despair, but giving people a place to think forward and look forward. Also, the H stands for human, right? That's empathizing, being empathetic to what people are feeling in the moment. You may be a leader with very strong, maybe transactional approach. Maybe you were raised to think that leadership means you're tough, but really if you can be vulnerable with people and acknowledge the feelings they're having, sharing those feelings when they're difficult, when you're in the same situation, that vulnerability creates credibility, creates connection, pulls people towards you, really makes you a better leader. And so that's DOAPH, and the R is for radio station, right? A radio station is always on the air, always communicating, always giving updates. And that's what he did, and that's what you have to do. You have to give constant updates on what your plans are. If your plans are changing, if the situation has changed, how are you going to handle it differently? It's okay to change course. You don't want to change course twice a day and confuse people, but it's okay based on being open with the facts as you have them today, and as the facts have changed, you can make that change. I think the R is critical, right? Being that radio station. Give people the news and the updates that they need to hear so that they're not just lost in the despair of what they might hear on Facebook or the hype they might hear on other radio stations. And so following this model allows you to succeed with high stakes leadership. You can do this, you can rise to do this, and this model works not only in pandemics, but really it works in any time that you have to make a high stakes decision. It could be a warranty, it could be a mea culpa where you made a mistake to your team. Plenty of opportunities for you to practice this model, to use this model, and to lead with this model. I want to wish you luck. If you want more resources, go to jeffreyscott.biz/crisis. And this video, other videos, other Harvard Business Review articles will be there. Other links for you to take advantage of. Not the normal links you might normally see, but unique links. Thank you for watching. This is Jeffrey Scott with Growing Your Business. Thank you.